Hey everyone, today we're going to go over the Star Wars Unlimited pre-release. First things first, once you find a store locally near you that is hosting one, the next thing you'll have to do is pre-register and pay the $29.99 for the pre-release kit. Some stores may vary with that, some stores may be more and offering some credit or extra packs as bonuses, but the MSRP of the product is $29.99. What's included in that with the kit, you get 6 booster packs of Spark of Rebellion, you get a promotional Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader that you are able to use for this event. You get a deck box, some damage counters, and the quick start rules. With that, you will have to build a 30-card deck from those packs. Like I said before, you can use Darth Vader or Luke for this, or any leader that you've pulled. You can use any base you want. If it's a common base that you want to use, you can use any base regardless if you pulled it or not. But if you'd like to use a rare base, it has to be in one of your 6 packs. And the deck construction must be a minimum of 30 cards. And you can use any number of cards you pull. So if you pull 4 or 5 of a single card that you deem worthy to put in your deck, you can run all of those. Once you open up your packs, the best thing to do is sort your cards. How I would do it when I sit down at my pre-release is I would sort it by aspects. So as you can see on screen here is an example of how I would sort it. You have Villainy Aggression, Heroism Aggression, and just aggression cards. I would do this for all of the aspects, as well as Heroism and Villainy separately, and for the double aspects, as well as the neutral aspect. Now the next thing I would do once I have them all sorted, and I would have my legendaries and rares separated as well to see which cards are my bombs, I would then count how many cards. So in this example, I had 4 Villainy red cards. While very good, it's not a lot. I have 10 Heroism aggression cards, which is a good amount, and I have quite a few good cards. And then I also have 6 aggression cards. So with this here, I would likely lean towards Heroism as a main aspect for me, depending on what the rest of my pool looks like. The next thing to consider in building your deck, once you have your general idea of the general basics you want to go, is you'll be looking for bombs and removal. Now, bombs aren't always necessarily legendary cards, but here's an example of 2 legendary cards that are bombs in Luke Skywalker or Darth Vader. Commons and uncommons can still be bombs in themselves. Like I would consider the Ruthless Raider a bomb for the Aggression Villainy, which is an uncommon. And then removal as well, which can be common, uncommon, or rare, or legendary. I would also recommend putting as much of that as possible in that, but not too much where you don't have enough units to play on the board, because this game is played on the board first and foremost. Now, you don't have to fully rely on the top-end cards to win you games. Having a good base of core cards in your deck is more important than the rares and legendaries you pull. For example, if you have Battlefield Marine or Fleet Lieutenants for the Heroism side, I'd recommend putting those in your deck as they're very powerful and very good cards. Likewise, on the Villainy side, you have Super Laser Tech Imperial Interceptor. Finding these cards at commons and uncommons that you'll likely see more often, and putting more of them in your deck if possible, is one of the best ways to build a strong sealed deck. Here is the example of the bases, if you haven't seen them before. On the left here, we have the common bases. Those are ones that could be provided to you by the store if you want to use a different aspect than what you've pulled for your base. The rare bases, however, do have to be pulled from packs and will not be provided to you to use. So if you pull one, you can use it. However, in limited or draft or sealed in this kind of format, I would typically tend to lean towards the 30-point bases because the HP matters in these formats a bit more than the small abilities that they have. And lastly, if this is your first time going to a pre-release, as someone who's been to many for Magic the Gathering, some things I would recommend bringing. Typically, I'd recommend a deck box, but because this kit comes with one, you don't necessarily need one. However, it is, I believe, a cardboard or a plastic one, so if you want to bring something more heavy-duty, that's recommended. And then sleeves to protect your new cards that you've just purchased, and a playmat to help protect the sleeves. These aren't necessarily required to go play, but typically I would at least recommend getting some sleeves. Most stores do have some kind of mat on the table to help you as well. And if you don't have sleeves currently, when you go to the pre-release, your store is more than likely going to have sleeves for you. And you'll be looking for these standard size sleeves. If you're not sure what that means, just talk to your local representative, and I'm sure that this person in the store working there can help guide you in the right direction for that. And that's it for our little pre-release primer here. Thank you so much for sticking to the end of the video. If you found this helpful at all, please hit that subscribe button, and I hope you all have a great day.